Hello, and welcome now to lecture, what are we on? Lecture 11, and let's have a go at doing the actual track here on the floor, which the doors would run upon when they're closing. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, it's really quite easy, it's not difficult at all. So I'll press 7 on the numpad to get us in the orthographic view. And let's go over to the outliner and make sure that ground floor walls is selected to make sure that our new component drops right in that file. And now let's press Shift A and we'll go over to Mesh, and this time let's bring in a plane and we'll bring this over and let's locate this close to the doors again so we get that visual reference as to how big. And let's take ourselves over there and let's just centralize this to the middle door. Let's scale this down in the Y, so I'll press S and Y and bring this down. And yeah, I think that's about right, just where that is, just like that. And I think the next thing I want to do is, I'll go back to 7, is let's have a look at the scale. Let's fix that, so I'll press Control A. And let's apply the rotation and scale. And let's press Tab key to tap into edit mode. Make sure edge is selected, which I have, so if you haven't, then either click on it there or press 2 on your keyboard. And just come over here, click on this edge here, and now press Control R to get a loop. There we go, there it is. If your loop doesn't appear, just bring your cursor closer to the object and it should appear. I think I want this time, I want 6, so I'm going to roll the mouse wheel until I see 6 loops. 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. And now I'll click the left button, and there we go. Okay, you do get this opportunity when you've clicked off to adjust this, but as soon as you click on something else, this goes, remember. So again, now if I wanted to, I could go in and ahead and add some extra loops, but 6 is what I wanted, so that's fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to select these first 2 loops, this one and this one, and I'm going to draw them closer together. So I'm going to press S and Y to scale them down in the Y axis until I get something like that. And I'm going to repeat this process through the other 2, so I'll grab this one, hold Shift, grab this one, and press S and Y and bring those together. And make sure they're center to the door or appear center. And do it one last time with these ones. And press S and Y. And centralize those. And there we go. That's cool. So now that we've done that, I'll tap out of edit mode and check the scale. It's still good. And I'm going to isolate that object. So with it selected, I'm going to hit the / key on the numpad. And there we go. And I'll hit tab and I'll tap back into edit mode. I'm going to press 3 on the keyboard to select faces now. And I'm going to select these 3 narrow little grooves. And I'll just get a bit more of an angle so I can see it from here. And I'll press E and take that down in the Z axis to, I don't know, something like that. There we go, that's fine. And with that done, we don't need these little faces here, so I'm going to delete those. So I'll grab this one, I'll hold Shift, I'll grab this one, and I'll right click and I'll delete those faces. And I'll go ahead and do the same on this opposite side. Grab this one, hold Shift, grab this one and this one, right click and delete those faces. I'll press 2 on my keyboard to select edges, grab this edge, hold Shift, grab this edge, and I'm going to bring those down in with an extrusion. So I'll press E, Z, and bring those down to maybe something like that. Okay, so now we want to apply some bevels to this. So I'll just grab maybe this edge and this edge, this edge, this edge, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this last one as well. And last one, there we go. With those selected, I'll press Control B, and I'll put a slight bevel on those. Whoa, that's a bit much. That's fine, and I'll just scroll the mouse wheel once, maybe twice. And there we go. I'm happy with that. Now let's do the same with these outer ones. So I'll grab this one now. And hold shift and grab this one. And I'll press Control B and bevel that edge as well. And I'll scroll my mouse wheel back because I just want one facet on that one. So it looks something like that. That's what I wanted. So that's two actually, two segments. And I'll go ahead and click on that. And there we go. That's cool. So I just want to blunten those edges a little bit. So I'll grab this one, hold shift and grab this one. And I'll do the same here now. I'll grab this one and this one. And I'll press Control B and bevel those as well. I'll scroll the mouse wheel. Make sure your bevels aren't overlapping like that because that's going to create some big problems with your surfaces. So again, just make sure they're not overlapping, and that's exactly what I want, just like that. There we go. I'll tap out of edit mode, take a look at this, and I'll press right click and I'll shade auto smooth. And there we go, that's looking good. I'll press 7 to bring everything back. Sorry, I'll press the / key on the numpad to bring everything else back, and then I'll press 7 to go to the orthographic view. I can pull that over in the x-axis to about there like that. And now obviously we just need to stretch that until it's meeting the other side. So we can either scale it, or we could tap into edit mode, which I think I'll do. So I'll hit the tab key and I'll press 1 on the keyboard to go into vertices selection, but also press Z and go into wireframe mode to make sure we select all the vertices. I'll grab all of these here and just bring this over until it's in the right position on the opposite side. That's it. We can tap out of edit mode and press Z and go back to solid mode. We could press 7 on the numpad to get the orthographic view, and we can press Shift D and Y and bring that over now to the opposite side as well. Let's zoom in on this. And let's put that in position as we want it as well, which is about there like that. There we go. So let's do one last thing. Let's have a look at our outliner. So obviously we got 2 new items. We got plane 1 and plane 2, and there they are. So let's name plane 1. And we'll call this door track. There we go. And let's select it. And let's select then the door track one. And then once we've got both of those selected, let's press Ctrl J and join those into one as well, just to keep our outline neat and keep our file size small. Okay, so that's our door tracks done, and that's our number 11 lecture finished. So in the next lecture, let's go ahead and build this perimeter wall. Let's build this up so we can start to get a feel for the actual grounds as well. Okay, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye bye for now. Hello, and welcome now to lecture 12, and let's go ahead now and build our boundary wall around our house so we get a sense now of the true scale of the whole project and how it actually feels. So this isn't too hard either, this is pretty easy. So let's press 7 on a numpad to get the orthographic plan view, and let's press Shift A and let's bring in a cube. Bring this back on the y-axis, and let's work in wireframe on this one. So let's press Z and go into wireframe, and let's tap into edit mode. So hit tab with it selected and press 1 on your keyboard so you can select vertices. Let's grab these top vertices here and let's bring those down until they're flush with the wall, and do the same here. And let's go ahead and grab these ones now and take these back like this. And grab these ones and take these ones back as well, like this. Alright, that's cool, that's a start. Let's press 2 now on the keyboard so we can select edges. Grab one of these long edges here, press Ctrl R, and bring this loop over until you're level with the return of the wall. There you go, just like that. Let's do the same thing again. So I'll press Ctrl R and bring this loop over until we're level with the return. Alright, let's pan down on this now. Let's press 3 on our keyboard so we can select faces. Click on this little dot and hold shift and click on this little dot. Let's press 7 again now on our numpad to get our orthographic view back. And let's press E for extrude and bring those down until they're level with the edge of the wall. There we go, that's cool, that's what we want. Alright, so now let's make sure we're in edge selection, so I'll press 2 on our keyboard. Grab this edge here like this and press Ctrl R and bring this loop down again till it's level with the return. There we go. Do the same with this one. Press Ctrl R and go ahead and bring this down until it's level with the return. Cool. Alright, let's press 3 so we can select faces. Grab this face here, press 7 again, and now extrude that until it's level with the pool. And do the same on the opposite side. Press E and extrude that as well. Okay, let's look at the height. So we could actually get the height if we wanted to from the front elevation, but I think I'm just going to visually just determine what height I want. So I'll just grab this face here, hold shift and grab this one, and hold shift and grab this one, and I'm going to pull this up. I want the retaining wall to be higher behind the house than the front of the house. So I'll just put that about there like that. And I think the front ones, I'm going to take those down just a little bit. There we go. And deselect the back ones. Whoops. And now I'm going to select these front ones here. This one and this one. And maybe this one and this one. And do we want to adjust the front? Actually, after selecting those, I think I've changed my mind. I think I'll just leave those exactly where they are. Yeah, we'll leave those alone. Okay, let's press 2 now so we can select edges. And let's go ahead and select this edge. And then this one, and this one, and this one here. And let's do the same here now. So we'll select this one, this one, this one, and this one. Do the same again. And one last time. And with those selected, right click and delete, dissolve those edges, not delete, dissolve. Okay, we can work in solid now, so I'll press Z and go back to solid mode. We can take a look at that and see what it looks like. And yeah, I think I'm happy with that. So now we can go ahead and do something with the bottom face. I want to bring this down even further. So let's grab the bottom face. I'll press 3 on the keyboard so I select faces. Grab this face here, and I want to show you a neat little trick. Instead of going around selecting all those bottom faces, come up here to select similar and select coplanar. So it's selected all faces on exactly the same plane as that one, and now let's just pull that down in the Z axis to give us a slightly taller wall on the outside. And there we go, that's cool. Maybe even more than that, it doesn't hurt at all. There we go, that's good. And now that we've done that, I actually just want to delete those faces. So I'll select that face again, and we'll go select Simulate and coplanar, right click and delete faces in this case. That way we can reduce, again, we can simplify the mesh and reduce the amount of faces. Okay, so let's tap out of edit mode now. And I guess the only thing that remains to do is go ahead and apply a bevel to this. So that's easy enough. Let's look at the scale. And the scale's correct because we haven't scaled anything. We've just modeled this. We've just extruded. So scale's still accurate. Let's go ahead to the modifiers now. So add modifier, generate, and bevel. And let's zoom in a little bit and see what we've got. And that's too much. So on the amount here, I'm going to add a decimal point. Maybe just 1 in this case and see what we get. And that's not enough. So maybe we'll go for a 5 there again. And is that too much? Maybe that's too much. Maybe I'll go for a 4. See how that looks. And yeah, that's better. And I'll add maybe 2 more segments to that. And yeah, that's what I want. So I'll go ahead and apply that. And let's go ahead and do a shade auto smooth. And there we go. That's cool. So all that remains really is to name that. So let's do that. And we'll call boundary wall. Well, you can call it whatever you want. I'll call it boundary wall. There we go. And that's that. That was a nice easy lecture. Okay, in the next one, let's just carry on with this. Let's go ahead and build our swimming pool and put that in place next. Okay, thanks very much, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye-bye for now.